I was running an event planning and production company as well simultaneously. There was a lot of fear that always ran in the background. What if I step away from my business and it fails? What if one of my employees makes a mistake and we lose a client? I think you normalize those warning signs as this is just my life. This is the way I'm supposed to be.
Today, we've got Lauren Schmidt. She's a leadership development coach and strategist and the founder of Rise Therapy Works.
No one is coming to save you. No one's coming to help you but you. You need to look inside and figure out what is holding you back and fix it. At what point are you going to say, enough is enough? I have to take a step back and I have to look at myself and take care of myself because I'm the only me there is.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your wealth, health, your business, career, relationships, and in your life. And today's episode is all about mindset, leadership, and the moment you realize no one is coming to save you. It's on you to rise.
That's right.
So if you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, and burned out, or you're trying to balance your career, leadership, and life, this conversation is going to help you reset your energy, rebuild your confidence, and lead yourself back to clarity. So today, I'm super excited. Today's guest, I got to see speak at Frisco Connect, and I was like, she's speaking my language, y'all. She's speaking my language. She's a leadership development coach and strategist and the founder of Rise Therapy Works. So today, we've got Lauren Schmidt in the house. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Trevor.
Absolutely.
Excited to be here.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. Literally, when you were up there the whole time, I was like, preach. Because mindset is everything when you're in the career search. I mean, it's really everything in life.
It is. Absolutely.
But especially when you are in a setback, like a career transition, you get into this it's like quicksand. And, when I'm trying to teach these job seekers strategies on how to get back and recover and turn their setback into their comeback, if their mindset isn't right, it's that old saying, whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you're right.
That's right.
And so anyways, I heard you speaking and I was like, I got to have her on the show. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And your story, it stopped me in my tracks because I read it. You've got, two companies, total burnout. And then this moment at dinner, you heard Mel Robbins, no one's coming to save you. Walk us through that night and what was going through your head in that moment. And how did that become the turning point for you?
Sure. So I was running an event planning and production company as well as a floral design business simultaneously. And, you're always working in the future, right? Everything, because all events, right? You're always planning in the future. And while I had a wonderful team in place, it's just a lot of pressure for business owner. And, um, you know, there was a lot of fear that always ran in the background and through my foundation, right, of everything that I did. And I think that when
What kind of fear are we talking about?
I think of if what if I step away from my business and it fails?
Mm.
What if one of my staff employees makes a mistake and we lose a client? What if I make a mistake and lose a client? What if I forget one of the very important details for production that day and it screws up a whole slew of things, right? And the event doesn't go off as I know that it can and it should and what I've promised my client. And
Oh, yeah. So event organizers, that's a lot of
it's a lot of
pressure.
pressure, a lot of moving parts all at one
Oof.
time, and you've got to show up. I
Mm.
mean, you've got to show up 1,000,000%. Your team has to show up 1,000,000%. So planning all the details, being so proactive of all the what ifs that could happen, so that you make sure to mitigate them before they could happen,
Could you
right?
give me like a horror story? I'm sure you got one. Like, did you ever have one of those moments where something just went totally crazy and you're like, the event crashed and burned?
So, no, I have never had an event
Yeah.
crash and burn, thank God, in my 16 years, almost 20 years of planning. No, I never have.
So
And
your
that's because
so your worst nightmare never came true.
no, it never came true, right?
Isn't that typical?
That's right.
We always
Because
think
you
of the worst.
plan. Yeah,
Well, we think of the worst, right? But typically the worst never actually happens. But
Yes.
that's our
Right.
own internal like, gosh, like what if, what if, what if, what
What
if?
if? Yes, exactly. And, so there was I felt an extreme amount of pressure, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. I was a new mom and a new mom of 2, and so that guilt of I'm always working, and I
Mm,
love to work, but when you're always working, you're not spending as much time with your children as you would really hope to, missing holidays,
mm,
with them because mommy's got events and things like that, and so, I'd hired a business coach,
mm,
speaking of, right, like, I'd hired a business coach, he's giving me great strategies, but there's this doubt and this fear of failure, fear of even success, like, what if I do succeed?
mm,
And there's just a lot of internal issues that, you don't think about when you're starting businesses, right? And until things, start to unfold and start to happen, and all of a sudden it's kind of like things are just put in front of you, like, you need to look at this.
mm,
And so I remember sitting I kept asking for help. I would complain to my husband all the time. I'm by myself. I'm running these businesses. Even though I had a team in place, they're all looking at me, Lauren, like, what's the answer? How do we do this? Right. And so I remember always feeling like I was asking for help and getting no real help because I didn't realize the kind of help I was asking for.
mm,
And I was sitting at dinner one night with my husband, and I just remember looking out over the restaurant and thinking, no one is coming to save you. No one's coming to help you but you.
mm.
You need to look inside and figure out what is holding you back and fix it. And so it was very humbling and that's where my journey began.
What was it that was holding you back when you're looking in the mirror saying, "Okay, nobody's coming to save you. I gotta fix this. It's on me."
Mhm.
What was it?
So I ended up doing a lot of personal development, going to therapy, and when I discovered, what I actually now do is called rapid transformational therapy, and I started doing that, I began to identify the root cause of where my presenting problems were. So the fear, the doubt, the frustrations, um, feeling like you can't do this on your own. All of that stems from, for me, it was not feeling worthy.
Mm,
Right? Not feeling like help was available to me or success was available to me. It was available to you and you and you and you, but not to me.
hmm,
And so, you go through this process, and once you get to the root cause of issues, you can then begin to, and you're understanding where these things came from. Then you can start to now say, I don't need to think that way anymore. You can start making new decisions for yourself. See, we tend to attach meanings to our experiences, right? Whether they were intended to be good, bad, or indifferent, from the time we are in our mother's womb, we start hearing. So we're absorbing emotions, which is right, energy.
mhm,
And then we're born, and, we have experiences where we might be, um, you know, uh, we have, you go through life where you might be, how do I want to explain it? You have an underdeveloped brain.
mm,
And whether or not adults mean to, whether they be teachers, parents, other coaches, things like that, you might interpret information in a negative way that was never intended. Does that make sense?
mhm, yeah,
You also could go through trauma, complex traumas that happen throughout your lifetime that you've normalized
right,
until you reach adulthood. So you have these experiences. You have attached meaning to them. And the ones that hold you back, you've attached negative meanings to them. And what happens is they get accepted into the subconscious mind,
mm,
and those become beliefs that you have about yourself.
mm. Yeah, your beliefs are so important, you know? Oh, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You think you can, you think you can't. Either way, you're right.
Right, absolutely.
So your belief system in yourself, right? Like you felt like you weren't worthy,
Mhm,
and that became your reality.
mhm.
And so you started to get a little bit burnout. Is what you kind of face a little burnout
You're
going through
just
all of that
yeah, because you're constantly grinding
hamster wheel.
and you are constantly in this state of stress,
Mm,
right? And your body and your mind, they're not designed to operate at those level of toxic stress,
mm.
toxic stress levels. So you're exhausted
What were
all the
some
time.
what were some warning signs that maybe you missed before the burnout really hit full force? Before you were just like, "I'm done. This is oof." Were there any warning signs?
Well, I'm trying to think if there are warning signs. I think you normalize those warning signs
Mm.
as this is just my life. This is the way it's meant to be. This is the way I'm supposed to be.
So you cope with burnout. You
You
just
cope
like
with
you
it.
just live in it.
You do. You live with restlessness and sleeplessness and not taking care of yourself, not like me, working out. Oh, I would feel guilty because I left the company, to go work out, or I left my kids to go work out.
Mm.
It's
Guilt.
this constant tug and pull all of the time. And it just gets to a point. At what point are you going to say enough is enough? I have to take a step back and I have to look at myself and take care of myself
Mm.
because I'm the only me there is.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm meant for more. And that's the other thing is like, there's this underlying nagging, you're meant for more,
Mhm.
and you're not living into that because you're too scared, you're playing it too small. You're doing things that are not healthy or they're keeping you stuck, right?
See, I struggle with that. Like, I struggle with 2 things, figuring out how to be more present,
Mhm.
because when
Ugh.
we're always, like, looking at the future self,
Mhm.
who we wanna become and who we wanna be and how we need to grow and all of that, you're looking forward
Mhm.
and you're not present. Like, the
Mhm.
juggle, the balance between the 2. And somebody told me this one time, somebody said, because you were talking about, you're meant for more, right?
Mhm.
Like, you're meant for more, you're called for more, you're playing it small, all of those things, right? And somebody told me one time, it really will sink in, that hell is when you die and you meet the version of the person that you were supposed to be,
Oh, interesting.
right?
Okay.
Like, if you think about that, your potential, you meet your potential and you're staring at it and you're going, "Dang, I totally missed the ball." Like, right? The perfect version of you. And you die and you meet that person, you're like, "Dang." And you get to see what your life should have been, could have been, and all the regret. That's hell.
Is that your hell?
No, 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 it's not my hell, but somebody told me that one time. I'm like, "Ooh." Like, 'cause think about that. I mean, imagine what is the perfect version of you? What is that person capable of? I mean, we're all capable of so much more than we're putting out.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
We're capable of so much more. And so, I guess the when somebody said it to me that way, it was basically the regret of not
Yeah.
being the person you should have been.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there's a couple of things that you said that I kinda wanna unpack a little
Alright,
bit.
you just dissect me, it's cool.
Okay.
We need to do that. You use me as a guinea pig, let's go.
So you mentioned, having always focusing on that future self,
Yeah,
right? A future self potential of you and then struggling to live in the present.
yeah.
And, I get that 100%. Um, one of the things that I work with my clients on, because what you're saying is it's just so valid and you are not alone. So many people are in that same struggle.
Mhm.
So there is and I was too for sure. I was absolutely.
Especially because we see it now, like, I mean, you see all this stuff on social media,
Yeah,
Instagram, and everything.
all
You
the
see
FOMO.
all the
Yeah,
successful people who are doing bigger things, and they say that, comparison is the,
yep,
thief, of joy,
absolutely. That's what I
right?
was gonna say. Yep,
And,
gotta
but
stop
it but
comparing
it
yourself.
but it's like, how do you not, like? Because 'cause you're like, I can be that. I can do that." You see what you can be,
Mm,
that's what I'm talking about, like, you see what you can be. I'm like, "I could do that. I can
mhm.
do that. I'm gonna do that."
But the thing about, so one of the things is that, and I talked about this at Frisco Connect, is that if you can see it, right?
Mhm.
Because, imagination is greater than logic,
Mm,
really, because if you can see it in your mind's eye and you can attach the positive emotions that you get from attaining it,
the belief.
absolutely, that means then what you are then doing is your mind is saying, "Oh, that is our reality." The thing that people do is that um, they focus too much on that.
Mm,
So you've got to be able to see it and feel it, yes. And then you've got to be able to trust that it is going to be yours. You don't need to know the how. That's God.
mm.
Okay. God knows the how. Let him do that. Let him handle those details. You trust that it's going to happen. You keep that connection going with God and you let it go.
See, I would say I agree with some of that. I will get in here and push back a little bit because
Hmm.
faith without works is dead. So you gotta work too.
Yep.
So the how, we gotta know the how. No, well, maybe not all of the how, but we gotta have some form of like steps, actions,
Yep.
we've gotta take some action. We can't just say because
Right.
some people might hear that and they may say, well, okay, I want a Lamborghini. How? I don't know. Trusting on God for that. God, give me that
Yep.
Lamborghini. Like, no,
Yep.
you're not gonna get a Lamborghini, bro. I'm just gonna tell you, not gonna happen. Like, you get what I'm
But
saying?
and let's not take it so literal, folks, because
Right.
it in what I guess what I'm meaning, and I did not clarify, and thank you for bringing this up, is that how is going to come to you,
It
right?
it
It's
will
going to unfold, and you must take
take
the actionable
action.
steps to
Right.
make it happen.
Right.
Like exactly, you're not just gonna like whoop. A red Lamborghini is going to pop up in your driveway. No, you've got to do the work to make that happen.
Correct.
But you
And
can
if you're
trust that
and
you're on the right path.
yeah, if you have a vision, right, and you can see it,
Hmm.
um this reminds me of was it R. Kelly? I believe I can fly.
That's right.
If you could see it, you know? Um,
That's right.
yeah, because if you can visualize it, visualization is so impactful.
It's so
It
impactful.
really
Mhm,
is. Um, because then all of a sudden you will look for, subconsciously, I think you're gonna look for those opportunities to get closer to the thing, whatever
mhm,
the thing is,
mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
Subconsciously, you're like, "Oh," you see opportunities where normally you wouldn't,
Mhm.
right? Connection points, like, I remember
Yes.
when I first started this show, like, there were some, big name guests that I was really intentional about trying to get to. I was like and I was like, I could see it, like, "Oh, here's a connection point that could get me one step closer to this person, to that person, and if I can get a conversation going with this person, boom, now I've got"
Mhm.
Grant Cardone on the show was like he was the guy I was going for, and, like, I got him on, and, like but it was
Look at that.
yeah, oh, yeah, and you connect the dots and, like but, visualization helps you to see opportunity as where you probably wouldn't.
Absolutely. And it's a process, right? When you take the time to do your visualizations each day or every week or how often you're able to do it, it's a process and it's an unfolding. So, in the beginning, some people, this is a new practice for them. They might not see very much, but they might have the feelings, right? They might see that they're up on stage talking to,
Mhm,
hundreds of thousands of people, giving this amazing, presentation, and they see that outcome. They know how it makes them feel. They have no clue, step one, what
mhm.
they're going to do and how they're going to get there. They just know that that is meant for them, right? And then
Amen.
all of a sudden, something happens.
Yep.
Step 1 arrives. step 2, A, B, and C. Like, things just start happening because it is meant for you.
And when you oh, man, there's something so powerful in the belief. Like, there's been several times in my life where I remember when I was in the auto industry, when I first got there, my sales manager came up to me. I had only been there like 4 months, and he said, "Give me a pat on the back," and he was like, "Hey, man, good job. You're in 2nd place." And I was like, "Huh? 2nd place?" Like, I've never been good at anything in my life. I screwed up my life so much when I was younger, like, I was in and out of jail and screwing up and making lots of mistakes and just I was a screw up. Like, "Wait a minute, what? I'm good at something? 2nd place? And I'm beating that guy?" Like, or that's number 1, that's 1st place over there who's been here for, like, 15 years, and I'm right behind him? Oh, like, I could see I could visualize 1st place. I could see, and it put me in, like, like,
Mhm.
there was no stopping me, but I had to like, I had to have the belief first.
Yeah,
When you know it's possible,
yeah,
knowing something's possible changes
everything.
everything.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's crazy.
And the more that you give yourself, um, you're able to allow yourself to progress too. I think progression is huge, and we don't give ourselves enough credit to that the fact that we are progressing, right? That
Mm,
that we're like, we might not have won the blue ribbon or we might not have made first place, but we are progressing and looking at those steps and being appreciative and grateful for those steps
mm,
that we achieved and that we accomplished and not discounting them or disregarding them because that is part of our amazing and incredible path.
amen. Gratitude.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, gratitude is so important, that I just started a new show about a couple months ago. Every morning I do this. It's called Gratitude and Gains,
Mm.
and what I do is in the morning, I read my Bible, I do my prayer journal, and I write down my gratitude and goals, and then I get on the treadmill and I share it live. Whatever I've been thinking or wrote down, and I share it. And the reason why I do that is because it holds me accountable to actually practice gratitude,
Mhm.
'cause gratitude's a muscle, and
Absolutely.
if you're not working it out,
Mhm. Absolutely.
you can easily be ungrateful,
Absolutely.
right?
You can just it's very easy for us to focus on the negative,
Ye
right? Or the things that we think are not working out for us and to disregard, like, the wonderful things that might have happened, even if they're so small, even perceivably small, right? And when we start this is a mindset shift.
Mhm,
This is an energetic frequency shift. The more that you practice gratitude, the more that you are in your appreciation, you are then absolutely shifting the frequency of your energy because we are co-creating out of every single frequency that that exists. So shame and guilt,
mm,
anxiety and fear, we are creating from that.
mm,
Unfortunately, we're just creating more of that
mm.
sort of stuff.
Ooh, so powerful.
So when we shift and we start saying, "You know what? I there is so much for me to be grateful for. Let me start tuning in to what all of that is." Right? What are those things from, my favorite pair of sunglasses that I just
Mm,
got or a cup of coffee in the morning, whatever, my pillow that I love to sleep on every night. Start small. Like, it does not have to be big. You will start seeing it unfolding because your energy is shifting.
mm,
Now you are going to be co-creating on the higher frequency levels the things that you actually want.
mm.
And let me tell you, the unfolding of that is going to be beyond what you can even imagine.
I 100% agree with this. I remember I got in a motorcycle accident when I was 20, and I was lucky. Like, I had angels looking over me for sure, because I wasn't wearing a helmet or none of
Oh,
that. I was just and anyway, I was up one minute, down the next, and, when I came out of through that and, like, out of the hospital and everything, I had the highest amount of gratitude Like, I was on cloud 9. Absolutely nothing could phase me. You could
Yep,
call me whatever name in the book, didn't matter. It was like wearing armor. I had it gratitude is armor.
it is.
You get a rejection, bing, bounces off.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. I'm alive, man. I'm here. Like, I'm breathing. I'm alive. Like, I was so happy. It didn't matter. And I remember praying and just saying, God, please don't take this away from me. Please don't take like this feeling of just utter gratitude. Don't take this away from me because it was so powerful. And you know what? Again, like I said, it's a muscle. If you're not practicing, you have to
You have
practice
to.
it. Gratitude.
Mhm.
Otherwise, life will do what life does, and you find yourself out of that, and you're like, "Oh, that's why I had to get back into practice of it." But
But you
yeah.
know God never took it away from you, right?
Oh, he never took it
Yeah.
away. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. But like, there's
You
that.
might have separated a little bit,
that
but then you got back to it. You
cor-
realized what was happening.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I will say it still hasn't gone back to the level at which it was at that moment. In that moment, it was the absolute high. There's something about I guess there's a maybe you could tell me, is there like there's like a trauma from almost dying that puts you on a
Yep.
absolute rocket ship of gratitude.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, the air,
Yeah.
it feels different. The
Mhm.
things, everything's just different.
So you were on, a really high energy frequency level, right? To
Mhm.
where when we are, let's just call it vibing that
Mm.
high, you are protected.
Mm.
Like you were talking about the armor,
Mm.
rejection, no to this, no, doesn't
That doesn't
matter.
matter.
Call me a name. I don't care because I know that's not
You're
true.
just smiling. You're
You're
like,
just so happy.
"That's
And
okay."
yeah. And that's an amazing. And somewhere situations happened
Some life happened, yeah.
and then it kinda knocked down a
Little
few pegs, right? Until all of a sudden you consciously realize because I feel like gratitude is a conscious practice until it becomes a subconscious behavior,
Mm. That's a mic drop right there.
automatic, automated,
Mm.
right? It's just we just do it.
That's what it was in that moment. I was on autopilot. I was on auto gratitude, right? And now I'm back to the point where I have to think about it and focus on it and go,
Mhm.
get my little thing out and start.
But you're doing it.
I'm doing it,
You're
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Alright, let's shift gears a little bit here, okay? So,
Mhm.
when you made the shift from the event planning and all of that, you said that I can't wait. No one's coming to save me. I gotta help myself. What did that actually look like for you when you said, "You know what? It's on me. If it's up to me, it's on me."
That's right.
What did that look like for you?
Well, I started meditating.
Okay.
I started listening finding, videos on YouTube,
Okay.
and, I remember listening to this one, video from Wayne Dyer, who at that time, I didn't even know he wasn't still alive. I just thought he was still making videos.
See, I don't even know who that is, so
Oh, yeah. Personal development. So, yeah, and so he was talking about, you know, the way that your life can be. Your life does not have to be struggle and pain and doubt and fear. Your life can absolutely be full of love, full of a complete, prosperity and all these wonderful things, and I remember 'cause I was laying down, it was early in the morning, and I remember sitting up and I fell to my knees out of my bed, and I prayed,
Mm,
and I cried because I was like, "Wait, what? Being an adult doesn't have to be hard? It doesn't have to be struggle and pain? I can let this go? I can move on? Oh my god." Because for somewhere I believed that all this hardship had to be my story
mm,
because I didn't know any different. And when I heard him speaking, and that was it. I just was sucked in. I was like, "Let's go. Let's do this. How do I get to the place of peace? How do I get to the place of just even being okay, even being neutral? I'll take it. I'll take it."
mm,
And so I just started researching, and again, like, I started doing therapy, and when I discovered Marissa Peer, who was the creator and founder of rapid transformational therapy, And I started, doing that type of therapy, and I saw how fast I was changing.
Mm,
The total transformation, I was like, "Every human being needs this. Everybody needs it." This is we're not designed to live in fear. We're not designed to play it small
mm,
and to always be angry or sad and in doubt, and no, we're not. And I could it's one of those things I could feel from people, their fear, with talking to them, I could sense it, and I'm just thinking, "This isn't right.
mm.
This isn't how we're supposed to be. This isn't why we came here." God never promises that we won't struggle, right? There's no promise of that, but God does promise that we will always be loved.
Mm.
He will always be there for
And
us.
he wants us to live in joy and
Absolutely.
abundance. And, like if you look at the promises of God in the Bible, it's like, yeah, you're going to go through some things. Like he doesn't never promise you're not going to go through it.
That's right.
He's like, you're going to go through it, but stick with me and you can have joy and abundance. And I'm going to hook you up anyway.
That's right.
You're going to go through it, but you're going to go through it the right way.
Absolutely. And so I decided that I was going to become a rapid transformational therapist,
I love that.
and I was like, "Everyone needs this is
See,
amazing."
that's what I love because the best the best coaches or people are people who have been there done that, like they came out on the other side, and but they're so passionate about helping others get
Mhm.
through what they've been through,
Yep.
right? That's kind of like we were talking behind the camera about why I got into helping the job seekers.
Yeah.
I was one. Like, you're helping people who you were them.
Yeah.
They were you. You see
Yeah.
yourself and you identify with them. You're like, "I can help you.
Yeah.
I've been in your shoes. I know where you're at. Let me help you."
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And I just love that. I think it's so beautiful, and so, okay, walk me through that because you're going through it yourself.
Mhm.
At what point were you like, "I wanna help people with this?" When did that click for you? Like, I wanna
Almost immediately.
really? Okay.
Oh, almost immediately, because when I was planning, you get to know people pretty intimately in terms of, they open up to you about things that are going on in their lives. You're seeing parent child dynamics, when you're planning weddings and things of that nature. This is very something that's very personal to them, especially with a wedding. And you are learning about them. And I remember people would ask me all the time for advice to help them through a situation or challenge. And all that I could give them was my own experience and my own insight. And I would remember thinking all the time, I wish I could help them more deeply,
Mm,
more profoundly, but I
right.
don't know how to do that. And when I was a very little girl, about 7, I had, I remember I decided I wanted to be a psychologist. And my father told me, "No, do not
Really?
do it. You're gonna end up just as crazy as your patients. As good as your intentions are to help them, don't do it. Not a good idea." So, I listened.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Like, you're gonna end up just as crazy as your
Just
parent
as
or
crazy as
just
your
your
patients.
patients. You
Don't do it. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna do that." And so I took the long way, but I really feel like if it wasn't for RTT, I probably never would have done this type of work. And now I've incorporated so many more strategies and techniques for my clients that are just having the most amazing results and quickly, because none of this has to be a long, drawn out thing.
I like that.
When you decide that you're ready to change, your mind and your body will follow.
Mm.
You just have to give it the right instructions.
Isn't that so like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of this. I know what you're saying because I just did it. It happened when I was doing my gratitude and gain show in the morning, and in that morning, I wrote in my prayer journal, something that I had been struggling with since I was 10 years old,
Mm,
which was smoking.
mm,
And I'm like and I had written this down before. This is the first time I wrote that down. I wrote it down and I'm like, "I wanna quit smoking," and something just led me to, like, as I was doing the show, I went and I grabbed the pack of cigarettes and I smashed it on camera in front of everyone because I it was actually something I was very ashamed of was smoking,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know, it's like it used to be a cool thing back in the day,
Mhm.
but, like, now, like, they push you out in the back, they're like, "Oh, you smoke? You gotta go way
Yeah,
back
you're
over."
gross, you
Yeah.
stink,
Yeah, 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 it's like
I feel bad for you, you're gonna give
right.
yourself a sickness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're shunned in society if you
Mhm.
smoke cigarettes, like so anyway, like, people didn't even know I smoked, and so, anyways, I went on there and was like but just the, um the belief again in and speaking it out to other people, yeah, I quit smoking just like that.
That's amazing.
Yep,
That
and
is amazing.
like you said, it doesn't have to be this long drawn out process. When you make a decision, what that was in that moment was a line in the sand,
Yep.
and in order for it to become a line in the sand for me, I had to do it publicly.
Yeah.
When I did it publicly, it's like there's no going back.
There's no going back. Well, and that's what decision is, right? You turn away from one thing
Mhm.
to go towards another.
Mm.
That line in the sand,
Line in the
and
sand.
I can't cross back over it. I'm deciding.
Yep.
Our mind is a mind of choice, and you decided what your choice will be, and then that was it,
Yeah.
and it's so powerful when we realize that, our mind does not control us. If you think about your mind and you almost as separate entities, your mind is a tool, right? Um, it can be your best friend, it could be a coach, it could be your worst enemy,
Mm.
but when you look at it and you say, "Okay, I could do this," and that mind's like, "You can't quit smoking. You need those cigarettes. They make you feel so good," because I actually just worked with a client on quitting nicotine,
Mm.
and within 2 weeks, done.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a tough one. They say it's more than like,
yep,
more addictive than heroin. I mean, I've heard that. I don't know if how much truth that is to that,
yeah,
but I've
don't
heard that.
either.
But yeah, I mean, it was tough, but it wasn't that tough. It wasn't that tough because, well, especially for me, my situation was a little different because, I only smoked in the evening to wind down.
Mm,
So I didn't have all these triggers. Like, for some people, when they get in the car, they wanna light it up. After they eat, they wanna light it up.
mhm,
They take smoke breaks at work. Like, there's, like, a lot of different triggers
yeah.
that they wanna smoke,
It's these habits, right?
these
Yeah,
habits. I My trigger was nighttime. It was, like, winding down after a hard day's work. It was my relaxing. It was my chill mode. It was like and I think about it now, and I'm like, I literally was killing my own light. I still had more light. I had more
yeah,
energy. I had more to give, and I was killing my own light, my own energy, and the inside of myself.
uh-huh,
I mean, I'm killing myself literally,
mhm.
and I'm like, every night and I was like, "I gotta stop one of these days. One of these days I gotta
One of these days. See, that's an open-ended timeline there, buddy.
like, one of
Yeah,
these
you
days I
can't
gotta"
do that. One of these days starts
You're
yeah,
right.
just keeps prolong, prolong,
That's
prolong,
right.
yeah.
And I smoked since I was 10 years old,
Wow.
and I quit. It's been 55 days, no cigarettes. Yep,
Good for you. That is
yep.
awesome.
But yeah, it's that line in the sand, right? It's that decision. Um, so I mean, we talk a lot about human potential, right? The
Mhm.
we can make we can do extraordinary things when we get out of our own way,
That's right.
right? For someone listening right now who feels stuck, anxious, or maybe afraid to make change, how do you like what do you think they need to do to start clearing those internal blocks that, you know, how do we get out of our own way?
Well, there's a few things, but I think that number 1, you being aware that you are stuck, right? Being aware that you are not moving in the direction that you wanna be moving, that you know you can be moving is step 1, right? So awareness is always step 1. We can't change what we're not aware of.
Mm.
Um, and
Do you
second
do you find most people are unaware?
yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I don't know, I just feel like people know. Like, maybe
Mm-mm.
you don't know? Like
Sometimes or they don't connect the dots.
mm,
Like, it's not like this light bulb moment or it's not this realization. some people might be aware, but I'll tell you something, I think there's a belief that they'll always be this way.
Mm.
And so they're like, "Oh, well, I can't change
Yeah, yeah.
because I'll always just be this way." And I'm telling you that is a lie. You can absolutely change.
So it's like, I have the awareness that I need to quit smoking, but
Mhm.
I tell myself my own internal belief is I can't. It's
Right.
too
It's
hard.
too
I
hard.
could never do it.
Yeah.
I could never
You
quit.
need these
I
cigarettes.
could
You
like
need that calm down at the end of the night.
yeah, I gotta have it. Like I could never do that.
Yeah.
Like it's my own internal self-talk.
Yep.
Like I'm aware, but I'm not aware that I could actually do it.
Right. You haven't explored. So what happens by human nature is we just tend to stay in our problem state.
Mm,
Ruminating over and over again, that cycle of negativity, that cycle of struggle, that I can't do this, I'll never be good enough, whatever it might be for whatever reason. But we don't ever stop to go, wait a minute, what will it look like? What could it look like? Just could it
mhm,
look like if I'm no longer struggling, if I'm actually getting what it is that I really want?
mm.
And you can put that with any subject, right? With anything in life. And when you start to look at possibility and giving yourself permission to take those baby steps, right? It doesn't have to be this ginormous thing that you have to do all at one time. When you decide to then take step 1, step 2, now you're creating
Momentum.
momentum.
Yep. After day 1, when I quit smoking, after day 1, I'd mark the calendar, boom, I'm
Boom.
like, "I freaking did a day, let's
Mhm.
go." Day 2's
That's
easy.
right. That's right.
Day 3,
Yeah.
day 4, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Got it,
That's right.
got it, no problem."
So when it
It didn't mean that in the evening there weren't still, you know
Right, because you had to change the habit of behavior.
Yeah,
Right? You
yeah,
you are used to, "This is my protocol. This is what I do. It's my process at night."
mhm,
And you had to change that
right,
behavior.
your environment,
Mhm.
right?
And a lot of people have to change many habits. So I'll never forget, so my husband, he went to a hypnotherapist to quit smoking, and he did in 2 sessions. But one of the things she said was, "You have to change 10 things that you do for the next," I think it was 30 days or something like that. Like, you cannot do these things that you used to do that would cause you to smoke, like go to a bar
Yep,
after work, with your buddies happy
correct.
hour. No, you have to do these, you have to
Yep,
change these 10 habits.
yep,
And man, he hated it, but he
uh-huh.
did it.
I couldn't go, I couldn't go home in the evening. I couldn't go home because I knew if I go home, Imma go sit in my chair outside. I sit in my chair outside, Imma smoke a cigarette, like,
Mhm.
that's just it,
Mhm.
okay? So I couldn't go home in the evening. So I would what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? Go to the gym. So now I was
Mhm.
doing 2 a days. I was like, 'cause
Yep.
I work out in the morning and working out in the evening. Or sometimes I'm like, "Okay, maybe I'm not gonna work out in the evening, but I can't go home, so, like, I'll just go to the, gym and do the sauna, because I'm not gonna work out again or whatever." But I'm like, "I can't go home. If I go home, I'm gonna sit in that chair. If I sit in that chair, I'm gonna smoke." So that was one thing. There was other things too that I did. There was, this little it's like a little chew toy almost. And you chew on it and you puff on it, but it helped with the
Hand to mouth.
yeah, the
Mhm.
oral fixation.
Mhm. My husband had to do cinnamon sticks.
Cinnamon.
Because it also cinnamon
Mm,
helps to, balance the blood sugar
mm,
too, so it helped with that. So I would find little giblets of cinnamon sticks all over the place and in his pockets and his shirt and stuff like that. I'm like, and that was, but what you're doing in terms of, like, changing those habits is you did something wonderful for your body, go to the sauna, go work out, so that way when you got home, you didn't wanna put, nicotine in your body.
right.
You didn't wanna do something that was harmful because you just did something that was really good.
Yep. I detoxed.
You detoxed.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Yeah,
put more in.
that's
I
right.
just got some
That it
out.
just got rid of. Yeah. Yeah. And so I would say that, for people who are really, really done with just struggling
Mm,
and they really, you know, I would say just to really start doing, maybe do some research. You don't have to do this alone.
mm,
We're not meant to do this alone. We're meant to be, in collective units with people. We kind of feed off of each other, right?
mm.
S
Accountability groups.
Yes, accountability groups. Find people who, can support you. Get into therapy.
That's why
find
you
a coach.
that's why you have AA and things like that. They get
A
together, right? Like
Absolutely,
mhm,
and because you can do amazing things when you feel supported.
mhm. And if you know you got to get up there in front of the group and you know you gotta tell them, "I slipped, I messed up, I backslid," like, that's almost harder, like, for me, there were several moments where I wanted to smoke,
Mhm.
but I knew I was gonna have to get up in the morning, get and do that show, and I was gonna have to face the fact either that I'm either gonna lie to everyone,
Yeah,
I'm either gonna lie to the audience,
which you can't have that guilt. No.
or I'm gonna have to tell them that I messed up, like and I'm like, "Ah, no, I'd just rather not smoke."
Yep. It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
It's totally not worth it,
Yeah,
And that's the thing about, with people who are it's kinda like you kinda looked at what is the least painful path.
yeah,
That's kinda what you did. The least painful path is just to not smoke.
don't do it.
And that's why I find that when people come to me, they have realized that the struggle they've been facing, the burnout, the anxiety is far too great. It's greater than the path of saying, "I'm gonna reach out for you to help me." I don't know what that change is gonna look like, but it's gotta be way better and less painful than this crap I'm going through right now.
Yeah,
And they have to get there, and everyone has their timing, and
mhm.
it's always the right timing.
Yeah, amen to that. There's that line in the sand moment,
Mhm. Where you make a
enough is
decision.
enough, and you realize no one's coming to save me.
That's right.
I gotta do it.
You have to be responsible and accountable for yourself.
It's up to me.
That's
If I could see it.
right.
Oh my god. Alright, so I wanna go back 'cause there was, somebody, that I met at Frisco Connect, um, that came to me, and she was absolutely paralyzed in fear.
Mm,
Just and I just started, like, speaking life into her, things that I've been through because 'cause I've been there. I've been in her shoes, and it was like, and so, I actually did an episode all around mindset and different things that you can do to help someone out, but I heard you speak, and I was like that's why I was like, "I gotta bring you here." What are some things you would prescribe to someone who's just in the funk?
I think that, at some point, you've gotta whether you're journaling or you're just kinda talking to yourself, but is asking yourself, some questions like, "What is this being in this fear mode? What first of all, what is the fear, right? And second is, what is this fear doing for me?" Some people might say doing to me. And it's like, it's terrible. Like, it's awful. It's doing all these horrible things to me, right? Okay, so what are my choices? Because if I have a choice, what do I wanna choose to do? How do I wanna choose to act? And for some people who are just feeling so low, and maybe there's a depression
Mhm,
aspect, is that first of all, I want you to know that depression is it's a symptom. Anxiety is a symptom of the root cause of whatever is going on with you. And in depression, we live in the past. In anxiety, we are worried about the future, right? And they can, you can have depression and anxiety at the same time um but that is not you. It is a symptom
mm,
and you can absolutely overcome it. You can overcome any struggle. It is giving yourself the right tools. And that is where, for me, I started looking at YouTube
mm.
because I didn't know where to go. I just thought, oh, and then all of a sudden the information starts flowing to you, things start clicking.
Were you just looking at, like, motivational videos or, like, some of the therapy type stuff to get to the root cause, or what was it that you were
Meditations for calm,
meditations,
for
calm?
peace, for
Okay.
just for letting go.
I
For
like that.
letting go, for surrendering,
Mm,
right? Surrendering the worry. I would absolutely encourage I am a huge proponent of meditation, and there's millions of meditations on YouTube, um, and and I even have a few myself on there, but the meditation is huge because what you're doing is you're getting out of your conscious worry state mind, right? Beta brainwave. You're accessing alpha or theta brainwaves where it is a more focused, more open and intentional brainwave with that alpha state. So you can be receiving information, receiving suggestions that now you're at subconscious level. So the mind with the mind liking repetition, you're you repeat those things over and over again, or those kind of words, that energy, those
Mm.
feelings, what it is that you're wanting for yourself.
So, like, speaking it out loud,
Well, I'm just saying listening.
listening to it.
Listening. You're
Mm.
listening to these
So what you
meditations
feed your
over and
mind.
over again.
Yeah, what you
Yeah.
feed your mind and what you're listening
Mhm.
to. I told her absolutely this. I said, "Hey, number 1," I gave her a few tips. I was like, "Number 1, no electronics or screen time or any
Yeah.
TV or anything first thing in the morning. Like, you gotta
You
guard
have to guard your
what you
care.
put in here. You're not ready for it yet,
Mm-mm.
right?"
No.
And, we're you get your phone out and you see all this news and you
Nope.
see we're in wars and this happened and that
Terrible.
and oh, the job market is awful and la la la. And so she's in this state like, "Oh, I can't get to it. AI's taking your job," and you're like, I'm never gonna get back to work and just
It's awful,
right?
right? It's
It,
it's so debilitating
mm-hmm.
and paralyzing.
Right.
One of the things that I do, I've actually started getting back into this, is I what if before I get out of bed in the morning, I've started when I very first wake up, I start what if intending.
Mm,
And it's, what if I my kids wake up in a great mood and they they do this all the things that they need to do to get ready in the morning and it's just an easy morning.
mm.
What if I, see 3 jobs that I'm really excited about and I apply to them? What if I get a call today for an interview? What if? What if? What if? And it's all the positive things.
I love
What
that.
if I work out today?
Oh,
What if I do?
what if I get an increase today?
Yes,
Right? What if, that job opportunity gives me, the opportunity of a
ab
lifetime and it's an increase that I've been praying for, you know?
absolutely, absolutely.
Like, I love that because that again goes to visualization.
Mhm,
It's the what if scenario, but we always what if the negative. What if the
mhm.
positive?
But what if you positive?
Yeah,
Yes.
and speaking that out loud too, because power of life and death is in the tongue, and it's your choice what you're speaking. I
Mhm.
told her, I said, "This may sound crazy, but I do it and it works. It sounds crazy, it looks crazy, and if people see you, they probably think you're crazy, but it works." I hop out of bed and I hop up. Today's gonna be a great day.
Yeah.
Today's gonna be a great day. 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 Today's
I
gonna be
love
a
it.
great day. Today's gonna be a great day. Today's gonna be a great day.
Absolutely.
Like, you gotta fake it until you make it, like, it's gonna be a freaking great day.
And
Keep
sometimes you do.
just keep saying that,
Yeah.
and, like, all of a sudden, you change, like, your mindset.
You change the trajectory of your day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It'll do that first thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's so important. I had you don't realize pay attention to how you wake up in the morning.
mhm.
Pay attention to how you feel, what thoughts are starting to ruminate in that mind of yours. And when you notice it is not what you want, you can switch it. Do the what if intending. Do
Yep.
the today's going to be a great day song over and over and over again. Do something that's going to shift you out of that negativity mode, that
Yep.
rejection mode, that doubtful mode. Do something different.
And don't look at your phone, don't look at your emails, don't look at none of that
No,
because you're gonna look at your phone and you're gonna see a rejection email from that job you applied for yesterday, and your mind isn't ready to handle that
no,
yet.
it's not.
It's not ready.
No.
Like, and that's something I struggled with for a while was like, that would be the first thing I would do. I go for my phone First thing in the morning, I'd see a client that said, "No, thank you," or I'd see, I'm single, so I'm dating, I got a rejection or whatever. Like, I'd see something, I'm like, "Ugh," and that just starts it's a domino effect,
Yeah.
it's energy, and you're,
Yeah, it
like,
is energy.
starting negative energy. You're not
Yeah.
ready to handle it yet.
Mm-mm. You're not. And that's the thing is and what if?
What if?
If what if you get a rejection notice, right? That's okay. It means what? What does rejection mean?
It's a
Everybody's
redirection.
it's a redirection. It's not meant for me now,
Mhm.
right? Go back, improve, right? Reframe the way you look at rejection, reframe the way you look at failure.
Mm.
Look at the words that you have attached meaning to because we all attach meaning to all the words that we speak, right? Look at some of these profound words and say, does it have to mean this horrible, horrible thing? Or can it mean just something a little bit easier?
Yeah.
Just it's all right. And that goes back to trusting.
I look at, failure to me, failure is like practice.
It's practice.
When I get rejected or I get,
Yeah.
let's say I have a prospect that said, "Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going a different direction." I'm like, "Okay, like, what could I have done differently? How could I, have improved that?" I do wanna know. I don't get like, "Ugh, how dare you?" Like,
Mhm.
I wanna know from them. I try to get
Yeah.
feedback where I can. Like, "Hey, I totally respect your decision. If you could help me out, I'm just trying to improve." Like,
Yeah.
what led you to that decision or what have you? If you can get feedback, that's great. Sometimes, especially in the job search scenario, you probably aren't gonna get feedback,
Likely not, right.
but try to internalize it. Like, what if I had to do that all over again, what could I have done differently?
Mhm.
And use it as practice. Like, that was
Absolutely.
a practice round.
Right. I agree with you. That's exactly how I approach it with any sales. I mean, we're always selling, right?
Right.
Whether we realize it or not. But every situation is practice.
Mhm.
And there might be some times where you think, I mean, I did a great job. It just wasn't meant for
Or
them
amen to
right
that.
now. And that is okay.
Yep.
The world is not going to come to an end. Moving on. They've already moved on. So now I need to move on.
I saw this clip where this guy, he was doing like a social experiment and he was giving out bars of gold or silver. I can't remember, but he was giving out a bar of either gold or silver. And he would walk up to people in the street and he would say, "Hey, I want to, give you this or whatever." And, people were rejecting him.
Hmm.
Like some stranger on the street. But that rejection he didn't care about. And the reason why he was saying like this whole thing was, he's like, when you know what you have is valuable, more valuable, like the rejection does not bother you
Doesn't matter.
because like that's their loss. It's literally
Absolutely.
their loss. I
Yes.
can't like this person just turned down a bar of gold because they're skeptical, because whatever, for whatever reason, they turned down a bar of gold,
Yep, they're in their resistance, right?
right?
And I love that you said that, when you know what you have
Yeah.
is so valuable.
He's like,
On to the next.
loser.
That's right. It's like,
You're
on to the
literally a loser.
yeah, literally in this case.
Like, "Your loss, I'm moving
Yeah,
on." Like, "Hey, you want a bar of gold?"
yeah,
It didn't in none of the rejections that guy faced bothered him at all because he knew what he had
yeah,
was so valuable,
yeah,
right? So you guys should think about that for yourself. You know what you have is valuable, and if you don't feel like it's valuable, maybe you need to level up your skills a little bit
mhm,
to become more valuable
mhm,
to
and
where you're like, "Their loss."
yeah, or figure out why you feel that you're not bringing value, that you are not valuable,
That's
right? That
true.
could be very internal,
That's true.
and one because you are, and once you do realize your value, you're able to let go of whatever past you've been holding on to knowingly or unknowingly. I'm telling you, the world is yours. When you know your value, the world is yours.
Amen to that. Somebody else did that illustration where they took, a $100 bill and, like, crumple it up and,
Yeah,
like, stomp
for
on
the
it.
I do that, yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Anybody still want this?" Everybody's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
give me the
yeah,
$100." Like, yeah, it's still $100, still
mhm,
valuable, and that's the way life treats us. Life will stomp on you, it'll spit on you,
yeah,
reject you, but you're still valuable. You're still worth
yeah,
$100. But in the same token, some people And we all know I've dealt with them I deal with them every day. Some people, yes, your internal value, but your market value, you might
Mm,
need to increase your market value, meaning you might need to go get a new skill, a new
yeah.
certification. You might need to level up your market value. There's a difference between you like, we're all valuable in the eyes of God. We're all
Yep.
equal. Like we have value,
Yep.
but your market value, you might need to go out there
Absolutely.
and level up.
Yes. So that
Okay.
you can be seen,
Yeah.
right? You can have the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that way, if you do get rejected, you're like, their loss.
Mhm.
Like, do you know how much work I've been putting in? Oh, that's their loss.
It's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time
Mhm.
for someone sees the value that
Yeah.
I bring to the
Yeah.
table. Someone
Absolutely.
sees me for what I'm really worth,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So that's strong. Um, I really love this conversation. We could go on for days and days. I do have a couple more questions before we wrap this up.
Sure.
Um, so you've been honest about earlier in your career, you avoided client reviews
Yeah.
because of the fear of criticism. All right, so talk to me about that. Like, what's that all about? And then, like, how did you move from avoiding feedback to actually inviting it?
Yeah, I guess not being fearful of rejection, right? Seeing rejection as a way to improve. Yeah, so earlier in my career with the planning in the floral business, I knew that I needed to, ask for reviews. Fortunately, I had incredible clients who would just forthcoming give reviews. And I think I had this belief that I shouldn't ask for reviews because if they want to give me one, they will.
Mm.
Okay. But I think I left a lot on the table.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
I should not have done that, and I knew it, but I was when I had to really look at why was I not doing it, it was because I was afraid that they might not give me a full five-star review, or they might have some sort of constructive criticism, um, because I think that I felt like I was giving it my
Mm.
all the time, and if someone dare
Give you a
say
four.
right? Or
You're like,
4.8.
oh, I gave you everything I had, and you gave me a four.
It wasn't good enough. There you go.
Yeah,
I wasn't good enough.
yeah.
And so I thought, well, the people who just give me reviews, they will be the ones to give me a 5 star
No,
because I didn't ask.
usually the ones that give you a review out of their own goodness of their heart is usually like a 1 star.
Oh, well,
The
fortunately, I
unhappy.
didn't have that
Okay.
experience. And
But
so
but you know what I'm talking about,
I
like,
know.
most people, you know, you gotta ask somebody for a 5 star. If they're gonna give it, usually it's because they had a bad experience. Because people gravitate towards negative
Negative.
over
They do.
positive, so
They
it's like,
do.
"Oh, they had a bad experience." They're like, "Oh, I'm writing about this. Imma blog about this. Imma write a Yelp review." Boop, you know?
Fortunately, my situation was different. Thank God.
That's
Thank
because you're
God. I think I might have crumbled,
could you
just given
imagine
up.
you got a 1 star review?
I would die, especially when you give your all, right? And you're like, "You're telling me what I gave you is not good enough? You gotta
Oh,
be" No, but see, now I'm in such a different place, like,
yeah,
oh my gosh. I mean, the now I'm excited to ask for reviews. When people complete my program, we're done working together. I'm like, you know, I want, tell people, share this, what your experience was like and how you're doing
yeah,
now and how your business is growing now and you're performing not only, internally and with your family, but, also in work and just how your life is different
yeah,
now, right? Now that we've spent, a few months working together and so, and sometimes it takes them a little while to and it's okay. They're like there's so much that it's like how do I put it in this little paragraph,
right.
you know? But now it's very exciting and I think that I removed the fear. I removed the self-doubt and I live into my confidence now because again, fear and or I'm sorry, but self-doubt and confidence don't live together.
Well, that's so true, and, people wanna help, like,
Mhm, and they do.
when you I mean, you help them, they
Yeah.
wanna help you
They're
back.
like, "I will sing your praises to
Uh,
anyone who will listen," you
Absolutely, but you
know?
gotta ask.
You do.
A closed mouth does not get fed, and so if
Yeah.
you don't ask, um, one of the things that I do is that anytime I receive any kind of positive praise, if I get a DM, where somebody's giving me a compliment, or even like, let's say it's a comment on a post where they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I love this," or whatever. Anytime I'm receiving any type of positive, like, thank you or gratitude, or I loved this, or, that was awesome. I love that strategy, or anything like that. I always have an ask. That's the universe telling me, or God, whatever you want to call it. That's God saying, "Hey, good job. You did a good job.
Mhm.
Now is your
Mhm.
time to ask. You gave, right? Whatever you did was bringing so much value to the table that they felt like they needed to,
Make
like,
the comment,
make
yeah.
the comment.
Mhm.
Ask, right? Say, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, would you do me a favor?" And then have an ask, whatever
Yeah.
that is. Would you do me a favor? Would you leave that exactly what you just said on a review?
Yeah.
Like, leave a 5-star review. And people are like, "Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%." Right? And I'm not even really asking for it. It's already coming to me.
Right.
They've already said it,
Right.
and
So if
I'm
they can make it easy or you can make it just copy paste.
yeah, just
That
put that over there.
yeah,
Like, I
that's it.
appreciate you sending it here, thank you, but just put it there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, I know you
exactly.
sent it to me in a DM,
Yeah.
but let's put it publicly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And make it easy for them. And I get so many reviews that way. It's just my way of, when I hear it, it's like,
It's part of your reward,
yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love that. Let's whoa, my notes here went crazy. Um, okay, real quick, how can job seekers or other leaders reframe these tough moments of critique into growth opportunities like we were talking about?
Well, I think it's realizing that that's exactly what it's intended, is for growth. If you look at any situation, any experience you have, you know, you can look at it as this is painful and awful. This is, or this is, so successful. Any experience we have, you attach meaning to it. Right. And so when you can realize and kind of step back from those moments where you've received this feedback and you can say, okay, I am looking at this as what am I to learn from this experience? How can I grow? How can I become more resilient? How can I become better at my skill? What do I need to do to level up? And you can look at it instead of, I'm a victim.
Mm.
This person's hurting me. They're saying things that aren't, nice and I've tried and it's not good enough. And you stop that jibber jabber in your brain and
Stinking thinking.
yes, and you say, wait a minute, the fact that this person took time to provide me this feedback is actually, they really are trying to help me. So, what can I do to learn
Mm,
from this and use this as a growing opportunity instead?
mhm.
You can either let it keep you stuck or you can let it propel you forward. So, what do you choose?
Oh, I've had that so many times in my career where you get hit with feedback, you're like, "Oh," and you're like, "Dang, okay,
Mm-hmm.
alright," but it can be a it can be like a slingshot
Yep.
moment, right? Where it's you're getting pulled back, but then whoosh, you launch
Mm-hmm.
from it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
And especially more that you're in the public eye,
Mhm.
you're going to get
Oh,
some feedback, solicited or unsolicited.
oh my gosh. When I started that Gratitude and Gain show, it's live, right? So it's just a live show. Like, this isn't live right now. We're gonna edit
Right.
this and put it together later, but, um, so it was live, and, um, for the first time, YouTube is giving me an audience. Like, I've had audiences on live audiences on LinkedIn, Facebook, and other channels, but YouTube is giving me an audience. I'm like, "This is cool." And, so I got these live YouTubers coming in. I'm, like, talking to them, and some of them,
Not so nice.
it's definitely not LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn's very professional.
Yeah.
Some of them are saying some off the wall crazy,
Yeah.
some is just downright disgusting stuff they're
Mhm.
saying.
Mhm.
And at first I was like, I got a little offended at first. I was like, "Ugh, I'm gonna block these people," you know? And then I was like, no, like the spirit hit me and was like, Trevor, I gave you those people. I put those people in front of you.
Mhm.
Like, be a good steward. Like, I put those people in front of you for a
Mm.
reason." And I was like, oh, because I wanted to just block and everything else. And I'm like, "Hold on, what's the lesson here?" I was like, "These people, they're spewing hate.
Mhm.
Hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
So these are hurting people on the other end of that
That's right.
screen. These are actual people on the other end of that screen, and they're hurting.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're hurting with. I don't know what they're going on. What's going on in their life? And they are throwing it at me, looking for
Mhm.
attention, whatever."
Mhm. Makes them feel good for a moment.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Okay. What I need to do is just chillax, let it go, whatever they just said, like, let it bounce off me, and just pour love on them." And that's what I've been doing. I've just been like, "Hey, man, I saw your comment." Like, I'll do this live. I'm like, "Hey, Bob, I saw your comment, man. Hey, listen, let's chat offline. Like, I wanna get to know you. Like, I wanna learn more about what you're going through, what's going on." And, like, it's funny, I'll pour love on them, and they just stop.
Yep.
They just stop.
Oh,
I
I
don't
love that response.
Nobody reaches out.
No, they don't.
I
They
haven't had
won't.
but I'm like, I would love to, man. Send me a DM. Like, I'd love to talk to you, figure out what's going on, see how I can help you, how I can serve you. Because look, it's clear something's going on. Let's talk. Send me a DM. And, like,
I hope somebody does.
I
I
mean, there's
really
someone
do.
on the end of that screen.
Somebody's going to at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. And
Yeah.
I'd love to help that person
Mhm.
to turn the hater into your best, cheerleader.
Yeah. That's right. That's
Just
right.
maybe you could save a life. I mean, I've had times where I've had people that on social media that have said, "Hey, man, your message helped me from I was gonna commit suicide, and saw your message, and it did this, and it did,"
Wow.
like, I've had those.
Yeah.
And so that's where I stopped and was like, "Okay, I can't hate doesn't cast out hate." I think
No, it only
Martin.
breeds it.
Yeah. Anyways,
Mhm.
okay, one last question. Okay, I gotta get
Yes.
this out because I know you got a call and all that stuff, so, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
There's kind of a hot topic, trending, topic going on right now about burnout. It's all
Yeah.
over headlines right now. We're seeing it in corporate America, healthcare, even leadership roles. Um, what do you think is, really fueling the burnout epidemic, and what's one truth that leaders need to hear about recovering from it?
Oh my gosh, this is a multifaceted question here. I mean, obviously you have we work too much, right? As a society, America rewards those who, put in and grind and work so many hours, and that is a contributor of burnout. Another contributor could be, not planning effectively and putting, proper strategies into place and and then activating those solutions, right? But I think for a big part of burnout that I see with leaders is that there's there's internal struggle going on the inside. They feel like they need to overachieve. They're feeling a lot of lack
Mm,
internally, which is then making them want to continue to keep working and working. There's a lot of questions about how do I lead my teams effectively? How do I get them to listen to me, to respect me, to to be on board
mm,
with what I'm doing and to take the action, right? Am I leading effectively? There's a lot of questions around how people lead. And, I think there's a statistic out there that, 80% of, I think it's like 80% of teams fail not because of their own performance, but it's the leadership
yep,
failing,
yep,
and so I think that, and, this is why I say always, you've got to empower the leader within first.
mm,
That's your first step. You do that, and then, of course, you acquire the proper leadership skills, and then you're just not and then you delegate properly,
mm,
right? But you're then all of a sudden, these other things, these strategies, all of this that starts to fall in place because now you're leading from a place of confidence, not arrogance,
mm,
not, a place of lack, not a place of doubt, not a place of, you know, um dictatorship type, do what I
mm.
say, that, but a place of confidence and people gravitate and then they want to do things for you. They want to be successful for you.
Mm, so true. Yeah, any of the, good leaders will bring out the best in their
Yes.
team, you know.
Even with all the hard stuff, right? Even if the company, the organization's not perfect and things are going on, but you can still lead a team to be successful and to perform.
Yeah, and I think burnout also is maybe a symptom of, like, not looking at the things that fuel you, right?
Right.
The things that bring you energy and fill
Mhm.
your cup.
Mhm.
So for me, I've recognized this, and it's something that I'm making a pivot towards getting back to, is I used to do a lot of in-person events, a lot. We used to run career events, we had workshops, I spoke on stages a lot. I mean, I did a lot of in-person every week, and it filled me up because when I speak life into someone,
Yeah.
like, it just comes back, and
Yeah.
so, now I'm doing a lot of that obviously on Zoom because of, the pandemic and all of that. I shifted online, but I never shifted back
Got it.
because that became so successful. My
Mhm.
online became so successful, I got comfortable
Mhm.
and complacent
Mm.
in the online, but it's not filling my cup, right? My cup's not filling up as much. I still get some of that good feeling when I help people, but
Yeah.
it's not the same virtual.
Yeah. It's the energy exchange
Th
is so much more, yeah, apparent,
So much more.
vibrant. Mhm.
So it's one of those things where I'm, like, recognizing, "Okay, I need that back," right? It's one of the things that fill my cup, and so you can't always be pouring from an empty cup. You gotta fill your cup.
Absolutely. And I agree with you 100% that, a huge part of burnout, and it's because you might not recognize what it truly fulfills you, and
Mm,
that goes back to that internal self here. What fulfills me? And you might not, know how to or feel like you have the power to delegate some of the tasks
mm,
out that are
drawing me.
stagnating or sucking the life out of you, right? Because we're not all meant to be good at everything.
I don't wanna be.
I don't either. I
I don't
don't either.
wanna be.
I love to delegate. I tell you what, I love it,
If I could
but I
do
had to
this
get to
all
that
day
place.
like Joe Rogan, let's just do this all day. That's
That's
what I
right.
wanna do the rest just handle. The rest just needs to just
That's
happen,
right.
and I'll
That's
just
right.
do this all
I
day.
love it. I love it. Yes, yes, yes.
This is awesome. Thank you so much for coming and being part of the show. Thank you for the work that you do in the community and helping the job seeker
Yes.
community. And, like, like I said, when you spoke at Frisco Connect, I was like you speaking my language, and you're helping people. I know there was a lot of people at that group that got a lot of help from you, so I appreciate you.
Well, and I appreciate them and I appreciate you. And, we are meant for so much more. And sometimes we just have to get out of our stuckness in order to see that light and then take those baby steps to live into it.
Love it. Where can the audience connect with you if they want to get to know more things, Lauren? They want to dive into your workshops and your
Yeah.
programs and all the things you got going on. How do they connect deeper with you?
Yeah. So they can go to my website, arisetherapyworks.com. And they can, also connect with me on LinkedIn, any of the social media, outlets at Rise Therapy Works. So super easy. And also on YouTube.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Guys, connect with Lauren. She's amazing. And I'm learning from her right here on this show. Okay. That's what she pulled me apart. Y'all see that? She pulled me apart. All right, guys. Amazing episode. Thank you, Lauren, for being
Thanks,
here.
Trevor.
Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know.
Bye.
Bye.